What if I told you that everything you're chasing, the success, validation, money, and wanting to belong is all built on a lie? Since I was a teenager, I chased everything I thought would make me happy and finally make me somebody. I wanted to fit in. I wanted friends who made me feel accepted. I wanted the best grades, the perfect job, the ideal body. I believed that once I had it all, I'd finally be happy and be somebody. One day, I realized I had it all backwards. Have you ever realized that the harder you chase success, the further it slips away? Here's the thing, we're playing this game called life, thinking we know the rules. We've all been told if we work hard, achieve more, and keep improving, and only then we will finally be somebody. I'm going to share 3 life-changing realizations that took me more than 20 years to learn. And trust me, understanding these could save you decades of unnecessary struggles. The first realization is what I call the arrival fallacy, the illusion that happiness and self-worth exist on the other side of achievements. We've all told ourselves, once I achieve this goal, then I'll be happy. Once I get the money, the title, or the success, then I'll finally be somebody. But the truth is, that finish line keeps moving, and chasing it never fills the gap. When I was 13 years old, my family suddenly moved from East Africa to Australia, and just like that, my entire life changed overnight. I was excited, but also extremely nervous. I was leaving everything I've ever known, my family, my best friends, and places that held my greatest childhood memories. I'll never forget the first day in school in Australia. The moment I stepped into the classroom, my heart was beating out of my chest. Voices filled the room, speaking a language I barely understood. Straight away, I was overwhelmed. I wanted to disappear. I wanted to go back home where I belonged. I had family, friends, and people that knew me. But here, I was a stranger in a foreign world. My mind raced with thoughts. Once I make friends, I'll be happy. If I stay quiet and blend into the background, maybe no one will notice me. I clung to these ideas, hoping they will make things easier. Now, if I could ever go back, I would have never stayed in my shell. Fear had kept me stuck. And that's where my arrival fallacy began. I thought after every milestone, every goal, then I'd be happy. This is it. I'm finally somebody. Graduation, first job, promotions, relationships. Each time I thought, now I'll finally be whole. But nobody tells you the truth. You are already whole. You don't become somebody by achieving things. You are already somebody the moment you were born. Society might try to convince you that status, money, and accomplishments define your worth. But the truth is, your value was never up for debate. Think about a newborn baby. They've done nothing. No degree, no career, no wealth, but their life is precious. We protect them, nurture them, and love them unconditionally. Their worth isn't tied to what they achieve, and neither does yours. Or look at someone like a janitor in the hospital. They might not be on the cover of Forbes, but their work keeps the place running. They create a clean space for doctors to save lives and for people to heal. Their presence matters, even if society doesn't glorify it. Even take grandparents sitting on their porch, sharing stories with their grandkid. They're not grinding or chasing success anymore, but their wisdom, presence, and love makes a difference in someone's life. You already matter. You don't need permission to be significant. You don't need a title to be valuable. You just need to be the authentic you, which is enough. Before I share my second realization, please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. It will help this channel tremendously. My second realization is discipline equals freedom. For the longest time, I avoided discipline because growing up, I would hear my parents, those kids have no discipline, they don't listen to their parents. And at school, discipline meant punishment for bad behavior. For years, I misunderstood it, and I thought discipline was restrictive, something that took away my freedom, let alone give me freedom. I mean, who wants to follow strict rules? But then I realized the more structure I had, the more freedom I actually gained. I know it sounds backwards, but trust me, it changed everything. So this is what discipline looks like for me now. I structure my days. I write down what things I need to do each and every day. Every time I tick off something off my list, every time I write in my journal, every time I empty my mind, it gives me space, it gives me freedom. And that's through the structure that I've created. Before, my days were all over the place. I just woke up, the day would just pull me wherever, like a plastic bag in the wind. But now, with structure, I know exactly what I need to do, and everything else doesn't matter. As soon as I'm done with everything that I'm supposed to do, then I can relax. I get so proud of myself, and that is truly freedom. Discipline is not punishment. Discipline is self-control. We think freedom means doing whatever we want. But true freedom is the power to do what you know is right for you without excuses. Every time I chose consistency over comfort, something magical happened. Not just in my results, but in how I felt about myself. Discipline is not about punishing yourself. It's the highest form of self-love. Because when you keep promises to yourself, you build unshakable self-trust. And when you trust yourself, you become unstoppable. For my third realization, let's talk about the big A, anxiety. For so long, I saw anxiety as something that happened to me, a curse, a burden. And then I realized anxiety is a signal, and it's my body and emotions telling me that there's something to change, either my perception or my actions. When I started to track my days and reflecting on them every evening, I realized that there was a pattern on when I got these anxiety signals from my body and from my emotions. The days where I did what I said I would actually do, anxiety never showed up. But on the days I let time slip away, procrastinating and avoiding my goals, that's when the big A came knocking. I could feel it in my body, a feeling that I wanted off me. But I've grown to love this feeling. I've grown to understand that this is a signal for my body. All I need to do is change my actions, go within, and understand what it's trying to tell me. There's no need to fight it. There's no need to run away. Embrace it and live your life. Anytime I feel anxiety, I understand that it's a message from my soul telling me to do better, to be better, to love me unconditionally, to stop overthinking, to live in the present moment, to let go of fear, to stop holding myself back. This is a message of love. It's not just about worrying. This is about spiritual evolution. This is your chance to grow. Every time you feel anxious about the future or the past, ask yourself this: am I actually taking actions to evolve, or am I just replaying worries in my head? Your soul craves growth. And when you're not evolving, that energy doesn't disappear. It transforms into anxiety. Anxiety isn't a curse. It's a wake-up call. It's your soul screaming, wake up. You are meant for more. You already have the answers. You just need to act. These 3 realizations have changed my life. But here is what makes them more powerful. You don't have to spend years figuring this out like I did. You can start applying them right now. So we have 1, you don't have to chase something to be somebody. You are already somebody. 2, discipline isn't restriction. It's the key to true freedom. 3, anxiety is not your enemy. It's your body and emotions guiding you towards growth. And if you've liked this video, then you will definitely enjoy my last video. I shared how quitting social media for 5 years transformed my clarity, discipline, and purpose. Click the video on the screen to watch that now.